2, 1. Welcome back, everybody. This Week in America. Website thisweekinamerica.us. Back with us on the program, Tim Levy, creative force behind everything from children's books to nationally broadcast TV shows, from business plans to leading-edge online technologies. Tim is a coach, a consultant to some of the top CEOs in the world. He's a speaker for major international organizations, a best-selling author, and he's going to share his expertise with us on today's program. Tim, welcome back to This Week in America. Great to have you with us again.
Thank you so much for having me.
The book we talked about when Tim was with us last, Creativity and Innovation, Accessing and Optimizing Your Inner Visionary, Entrepreneur, Artist, and Muse, available at Tim's website, which is timlevy.net. Today we're talking about the Entrepreneurial Handbook, how to hyper-grow your business and get stuff done quickly, cheaply, and ultra-efficiently. And let's start talking about the mindset you really like us to get in the book, and we've talked about this before, is basically shifting your thinking from brick and mortar to creating your own dynamic global team, which really is a lot easier to do than you would think.
Absolutely. So the old mindset, and the CEOs and entrepreneurs I work with, I want to say the average American company, they are usually a little bit older, maybe they're 50s, maybe they're 60s, and they've been doing things a certain way where they go and they hire people full-time or maybe part-time. They get a bricks and mortar building, an office space with desks and phones and overheads, and then they pay everyone, 401ks and insurance and all of that stuff. That is kind of the old school way of thinking, and that's not terrible. But what is new is this idea of a global dynamic team. And what that basically means is that you can use certain tools, which we'll hopefully go to in a moment, so that you can hire people dynamically, which means by task instead of full-time. You can hire people from all across the globe instead of being limited to the people who can arguably get in a car and drive to your building. And it's a team. So you can build up 5, 10, 20, 50 people very quickly who become the bandwidth that you're missing in your business. And, from incredibly small amounts of money. I'm talking about, the price of a cup of coffee, or in some cases, the price of a really good meal can make a huge difference to your business.
And these are not people you're adding full-time and paying all the benefits and the hassle you've got in managing somebody. You give them a specific task. They go ahead, complete that task. When it's done to your satisfaction, you transfer money to them, they're paid, and life goes on, and it's much easier for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And in fact, these days, what I've been doing is hiring a level in between. So I hire not only everyone who's doing the various pieces of work, but I actually hire managers to manage them because there's so many now. So one particular site we love is called Fiverr, Fiverr.com. And that's the world's, largest database of people who will work for you for a $5 bill. And incredible things get done. So I have one level who now hires my Fiverr team, and we have 300-400 gigs going on in the course of a year, of anything from logo design through SEO and traffic research through comedy, really anything. And I've got to say, Rick, I think you had a go with this. How did it go for you?
We did that, and it's like I'm struggling with getting logo sizes and all of this other, and it's like, let's try Fiverr, because we've talked about that on our shows before. And I tried it, and it's like, and I'm not that technically savvy. I was able to uncomplicate the task, to get it done. Got it done quickly. It literally cost a few bucks, and I would have spent hours on this, and literally in minutes, the project is completed. It's a great way to go. And like you said, this is worldwide. You put out there what you're looking for, and people actually will contact you, and you don't have to take the first one. You can pick and choose who you want to do the project.
Absolutely. And really the width of expertise is kind of the width of human expertise. It's just a group of people. So, for example, you might see the background here. I don't know if you can see this, Rick, but there's a 3D printer. Can you see that thing right in the background there?
Yep.
So we've been starting to do some 3D print here at my business and as a consultant to other clients. And what we found was that I do have some experience in 3D modeling, but, man, it's been a little while. So what we did was we got onto Fiverr with just a hand-drawn sketch of what we wanted. Got onto Fiverr. There were probably 20 people who were 3D modeling experts, commissioned one, and $5 later we have the model that we need to print out on the 3D printer. So we were able to shortcut that entire process by, I don't even know how much time and money, to get something that we could actually print out and use immediately without having to learn the new expertise ourselves.
The site we're talking about is Fiverr. That's Fiverr, TWIA.com. It's very simple. You can go there, find out what you're looking for, what the task is, who you're going to be looking for. This is all in the book, The Entrepreneurial Handbook, How to Hyper-Grow Your Business and Get Stuff Done Quickly, Cheaply, and Ultra-Efficiently. Tim Levy, our guest on the program, rapidly running out of time. Tim's website is timlevy, as is always the case, .net. You can go to timlevy.net/radio. You can sign up there, maybe win one of Tim's books. This is really a guide to get you all the way through the process. And if somebody is thinking out there, and you talk to people all the time that are like, I would like to go into business for myself. I can do advertising work. I can do PR. But, geez, I would have to rent an office space. I've got to have, an assistant, maybe a couple people working for me. This really is a perfect way to go because it's you and a lot of people you're bringing in for specific reasons, specific tasks.
Exactly that. I mean, the old school way of starting a business was that you were thinking about how much you needed to save up, and you're hitting up all your relatives or your own bank balance or taking out a mortgage. Or if you're a little bit more ambitious, you're going into venture capital, those sorts of things designed to support a startup. And what I found using these sorts of things, and really we've covered one of 5 or 10 things that the book goes into in some detail. And the idea, by the way, of the book is it leaves no stone unturned. Every little click, every little screenshot, everything you need to do is really laid out for you step by step there. So, it's all secrets uncovered. But what we've found is that people are able to start these new initiatives, these new businesses for really hundreds of dollars, not hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's made a huge difference to startups. And of course, it makes a huge difference to existing businesses. The one problem that we've had is, and I know this sounds a bit odd, is ego. Because what happens is people who are in a business think, well, it's my job to press all of the buttons. Whereas the CEO is thinking, hey, listen, if you use these tools and you could become twice as efficient, I'd like that even more. So most people have to kind of get out of their own way and chill out and say, this is the new way of doing things. And I can become more efficient, more valuable. And when that is, when people sort of release that idea that they have to be the one to press every single little keystroke, then they become way more efficient either in a new or existing business.
It's exciting what all you have in the book. And again, Tim will take you by the hand and give you all sorts of examples and take you through. So it's not like, okay, go look this up yourself and you've got to go Google it and try to figure out what you're going to do next. Everything is there for you. The book is called The Entrepreneurial Handbook, How to Hyper-Grow Your Business and Get Stuff Done Quickly, Cheaply, and Ultra-Efficiently. Tim Levy, our guest on the program, his website, timlevy.net. You can go and possibly win something at the website, timlevy.net/radio. Tim's been with us on the program before. You can catch on iTunes and our YouTube channel the past interviews we've done with Tim. And he'll be back. And the next time we're going to be talking about the Google gamble. And this is something that people hear SEO and they're going, oh, I have no idea how the game is played. We're going to tell you how the game is played on the next program. Tim, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're listening to This Week in America, website thisweekinamerica.us.